a mindset. God to me is an idea rather than a touchable thing, like a tangible thing. God is an idea that most people have, and the concepts of God, if you really look at it, every concept of God was created by man. There's no concept of God that comes from a supernatural entity. The Bible was written by man. Everything in the Bible is from a man's perspective. It will have nothing to do with a being that is direct in his mind. All that being that he talk about that is out there is inside of him. But he relate to it as God. And likewise, if the thing is opposing God, he call it devil. So every concept of the devil comes from man. And these concepts is what man grapple with internally. It has nothing to do with an external thing. When a man pray, he pray to himself. He's trying to get something from himself that is beyond him normal everyday practices. So him give it over to a being or a thing that him call God. It's just that now most people physicalize, if there's such a word, this idea. And him say, well, Yahweh. And then they put it in a burning bush. And him say, Moses talk to the bush. And the bush come in the form of God come in the form of a bush. And then you have other people who tell you about God come in the form of other things. But when you really get right down to it, if you really be true to yourself, it's you. It's you, it's your understanding and what you're trying to get from this idea. So, we look at Haile Selassie over the years. And we come out of the same idea that say, Haile Selassie, we read the Bible and we try to put certain verses with our thinking. It's not like the thinking did fit the verse. It's we fit the verse with the thinking. A lot of Rastafari, and when I was just coming into Rastafari, when I read the Bible, I try to come to an understanding of the Bible through Haile Selassie, with a premeditation that is Haile Selassie I want it said. So even though the Bible was not relating to Haile Selassie, when I read the Bible and I hear the Bible say, its foundation is in the holy mountain, the Lord over the gates of Zion, and whether or not it up this. And so who write that? And I say, I just write it, that's Selassie I write it. Yes. But we know it's not Selassie I write it. We know it's some man from before 4,000 or 5,000 years ago write it. Yes. But because we come with a preconditioning about Haile Selassie, we get where we want to see night. Just like the Christian. A Christian don't read the Bible with an open mind. You know. The Christian read the mind to justify his belief system. Rastafari read the Bible to justify his belief system. So now we come now and we say, no, I'm not atheist. Because I still say Haile Selassie, but I say Haile Selassie higher than God. Now people might say, oh, you mean you say Haile Selassie higher than God? Because now I take the realm of belief out of just a belief and bring it into my experience. Touchable, tangible. Haile Selassie is a real man. That's the first thing we start with. He's a real man. He lives on earth. We have photograph of him, we have picture of him. And we come in now and say, Haile Selassie, what can Haile Selassie do for me? Really and truly now. The man in Ethiopia really not had nothing for you, you know. Really and truly. If you really get right down to it. I mean, you can't believe it still, you know. Because we say Christians believe that Jesus had no things to them, you know. Jesus tried not to nobody. You know. What we see and realize and understand through experience now, that we have to return to something that is elevating the female energy or the feminine energy. And I think that if you keep in the Judeo-Christian mindset, you will never see that understanding. Because you will always think that when you say feminine, it's gay you're talking about. And when you say you love a man, it's sexual you're talking about. And that is all that patriarchal mindset put in there. And we have to reach that stage where we don't look at it that way. Because our ancient ancestors never did look at it that way. If you go to Africa, everything what is male is also in the female culture. And everything that is in the female is in the male culture. And when you look at the ancient history of Ethiopia and Egypt, you see that the female principle and the male principle is always there. When we take on to ourselves, Judeo-Christianity, we lose totally that.
Yes, right.
We don't have no concept of female and male at the end of power. Some people say semantics, I and I. I and I is not semantics, you know. I and I is Rasta trying to come to grips with where Christians say is spirit. So we can't be and just looking for man and say me and you. Because in a school them say me is first person, I is first person, you is second person. In the Rastafari consciousness, there is no second person. So him say I and I. That means that when him relate to the next person, it's still I. The normal ears hearing I and I say, what kind of foolishness that? Or you can have two first person. But the rest of man say, yeah, two of you are first person, we're not a second person. As a matter of fact, the rest of man even go beyond that.
We support the Palestinian because we see it just as like a South Africa apartheid thing. It's like the transfer of apartheid from South Africa to Palestine. You know, it's the same problem and the same situation where a group of people come and occupy people land and claim it for themselves, and the international community is not doing anything for it because America is the backbone of Israel. You know, America gave more aid to Israel than any other country in the world, you know. And it's really a really serious problem when nations, powerful nations, stand by and watch for years. This thing keep going on and on. And all they can do is just talk about it. It's like when Mussolini attacked Ethiopia. You know, and I last year had to go to the League of Nations and plead the cause of the people, and nobody listened to what I'm saying. And out of that came a world war, you know. So I don't know what can be done because we are just poets and we write about the situation and we speak about the situation, but it's something that is very close to our consciousness. When we talk about liberation, it means liberation also for the Palestinian people against that Israeli occupation here. Same thing, it's apartheid in a never flavor, it's a different flavor, but it's the same people them doing the same thing all over again, you know.